Hello beautiful people, in this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how I made this beautiful shirt gown with net fabrics. I have the cutting and the making of the collar in this video, so make sure you watch this video to the end. Don't miss any part of this tutorial. So guys, my material, my net fabrics is already unfolded. I'm cutting out both the back part and the front part of this shirt together. So the first line here, I'm taking 3 inches neck depth for my front part of the dress and 8.5 inches for my chest line. If you divide your bust measurement, your round bust measurement by 6, you add 1.5 inches to it. That's how to get your chest line. So I'm taking 8.5 inches for my chest line and 17 inches for my half length. Then my hip line measurement for this shirt is 24 inches. Don't forget, I'm taking my vertical measurement. This is all about my vertical measurement. So the length of this gown is 59 inches. So now I'm taking my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16. So if you divide that by 2, you will have 8 inches. So this is 8. So I will go to my chest line. I will take the same 8 measurement and I will connect it from my shoulder. So my neck length for this shirt is 3 inches. That is, I'm taking 3 by 3 inches for this, for the neck of this dress, but the back part is going to be 1 inch by 1 inch depth by 3 inches length. So I came down by 0.75 for my shoulder slope. Then from my armhole line, I divided my armhole line into 2. So from the middle, I came in by 0.75. This is for my front armhole. So my bust measurement is 38.5. So if you divide that by 2, if you divide that by 4, then you add your sewing allowance. My half length, that's my round half length, which is also my round under bust, is 32 inches. Then if you divide that by 4, you now add 2 inches for sewing allowance and ease. Then my hip measurement is 40 inches. If you divide that by 4, you will have 10 inches. Then you add, I'm adding 2 inches allowance for this dress because it's going to be a little bit free. So the same measurement I have around my round under bust, that's the same measurement I'm going to use for the down part. That's removing 1 inch. I remove 1 inch from what I have around my hip. Then that's measurement I'm using for the down part of this dress. So I'm cutting it out. I have to cut out the back armhole first before the front armhole, because I'm cutting both the back and the front together. So now I will now take my back neck depth, which is 1 inch. So I will cut it together with the front armhole. Later I will remove it and cut out my front armhole, my front neckline. So I have to remove the back part of the dress, then work on the front part. This is a net fabrics, a little thicker one, not the very soft one. So I did not double it. So now I've cut out my front neckline. Then I will now slash the front. That's where I'll be taking both my buttonhole and my button area. So you have to slash it open. This is the front part. You know how normal shirt is, the front part is always open where you put the buttonhole. So now I will now go ahead and cut my front armhole. Remember, from the middle of my armhole I came in by 0.5. You can use 0.75, you can use 0.5, but in this tutorial I'm using 0.75. That's what I normally use for my front armhole. So now I'll be cutting out the sleeve. The length of my sleeve is 10 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch for sewing allowance. So the neck width is 13, but I'll be taking 15. I'll be taking 15 inches for both ease and sewing allowance. So from the shoulder of my sleeve I came down by 4 inches. So from there I will now measure for my round armhole. My round armhole is 20 inches. So I'll be adding 1.5 inches for both sewing and for ease. It's not going to be so tight as you see in that video. So I will now connect it to my length to the length of my sleeve. So now I have to cut it out. Please make sure you watch this video to the end. There's a lot to learn in this video. Everything about shirt making is in this video. So this is my sleeve. I cut both the front and the back part. I cut the two sleeves together. Sorry. So now guys, this is the fabrics I'm going to be using. This is a satin fabric. I'll be using it for the button area, for the buttonhole and the button area. So I will add this hairstay to it to make it more stronger. You know, the buttonhole is always, you don't use you can use the net fabrics because you are going to make a buttonhole. So if you don't use a thicker fabrics, it will not work. So that's why I'm using these fabrics, because I'm going to open it for the buttonhole. So this is how you prepare it. You fold once, the two parts, you fold it, then you now close it. See what I'm doing? After folding the two edges, then you now fold it again. So now I've attached it to the net. Attached it from the down parts, to the neck. So this is how I sew it to the knit. So after sewing it like this, you can see you iron, then you now close it. This is the area where I slashed the front part. You now close it. This is how I actually make my shirt. You see it? So I will now iron. After ironing, I will now sew. Look at it. Look at the both sides. So you sew on top of it. See the neck? This is the neck. This is the two sides facing each other. You sew. So this is my sleeve. I added the fabrics. I used an Ankara fabric for the tip of the sleeve. You just sew it and hem it. So guys, let's make the collar. I've already ironed my collar gum on these fabrics. This is the fabrics I'm going to be using for the collar. So my total round neck is 18 inches. So this fabric here is 18 inches long and 5 inches wide. Always measure your round neck. Join the shoulder. When you join the two shoulder, then you take your neck measurement. So my round neck measurement is 18 inches. So that's what you'll be using to cut out your neck collar. That's how I cut my collar. This is the 18 by 5 inches collar. So I have to fold one side with 0.5 inch, then I iron. Make sure you iron it very well. This is my collar. This is how I prepare my collar. Please make sure you grab, because a lot of people have issue in making collar, so make sure you grab this part very well. Just iron it very well. Please don't mind this paper. You know, if you remove it now, I always remove it after I'm done with every cloth I'm making, because if you remove it now, it now become a nuisance. All the thread will now be coming around that area. So the next thing I do is to fold it. You fold this into two. You see what I'm doing? Fold it into two. This is my collar. Don't forget. It's very simple. After folding it into two, you now measure your round neck. For my round neck is 18, so 18 divided by 2 is 9. So I'm taking 9 from this. Then I will now make a curve. This my curve is 1.25. See how I make the curve? I know you must have seen something like this. So don't forget I took 9 inches, which is 18 divided by 2. That's my total round neck measurement. So I will now cut it out. See? Please, I know there's no way you can watch this video without knowing how to make a collar. So now I'm going to remove 2 inches from this part. This is 18. See, this is 18 inches. So I'm going to, this is the base of the collar, so I'm going to use 16 inches. Just be watching at the long run. As you keep watching, you will understand everything. So you now so from the middle I will go in by 0.5 inch. 0.5 inch from the middle of so I will now trim it out. See, can you see it? So this is it. So we now use another material. It's another material. You now sew it on top of it. See, so you have to sew it on top of it. Though I didn't use this material, I want a combination of black in this collar, so I'm going to use a black satin. You see it? So I have sewn it. I've sewn it to the base to the fabrics. After sewing, I top stitch on the black fabrics. So this is it, top stitch, and I iron. So the next thing you have to do is to turn it. Just see what I'm doing. You know, so you do the same thing on this other side. I've already turned this part. Then I will now turn this. Make a notch. You know, the collar gum is a hard one, so it's a very thick one. So you now turn. Make sure you turn it very well. So you use your scissors. See? See the back. I don't want to use the material for all the collar. That's when you see most of those designers shirts that has their collar have 2 colors. So this is just how it's been done. So I will now trim out the excess. Please, whatever you don't understand in this video, let me know. Please try and let me know in the comment section. And I'll trim out the excess. So now some people will sew on the whole edges, but in this particular tutorial I will now sew. So this is the other part of the collar. You now place it on top. I think you can see how beautiful it's looking. Our collar is coming out very beautiful. So you now divide it into two. Divide it into two and make a notch. Divide your collar into two. You do the same thing to this one. So now we're going to sew these parts on top of it. You see, I've already done that. You see it? It's just a very simple thing to do. You just need to understand it. Then you make a notch, just a cut. So now I'm going to use this, I'm going to sew both of them on top of these fabrics. See how you sew it? Just follow my hand as I'm going to attach it on this. See, I've done that already. Make sure you notch. We're almost there. You now turn it. This is how to make a good shirt collar. Then you now iron. Make sure you always iron. Place a fabric on top of your dress and iron. Iron very well. Iron is very, very important when you're sewing. Whenever you're sewing, make sure you have your iron standby, because every line you join, you need to iron it to strengthen your work, to make your work neat. See, you iron properly. See our shirts, it's coming out so, see our collar is coming out so beautiful. This is the back parts. See, please, you can always make yours. Make sure you create your own after watching. See our shirt collar. Trim out the excess. Trim out every excess, every unwanted part. See? See how beautiful our collar is. So this part that is remaining, that's the part you are going to use. That's where you're going to attach it to the shirt. So you're going to sew from the front part of your shirt. So you divide your collar into two, you fold it and notch the center part of your shirt. You still do the same to the collar before attaching it. You make a notch So you now attach it from the center back of your shirt. You're sewing from the front parts, from the front part of your dress. So you now sew. Please, anytime you're attaching your collar to your shirt, don't drag it, don't stretch it, don't stretch your sewing, because if you stretch it, the shirt might be longer than the collar. You see, very, very beautiful. See the back. These are those areas that I use black combination. See how it is. See how beautiful this look. Very neat. If you can do everything in this video, you will not have problem making your shirt collar anytime, any day. So I will now go ahead and attach the sleeve, hem the down part, then close the two sides. Please guys, make sure you like, share and subscribe to this channel. See you in our next video. Bye.